This marriage was a mistake. I married the wrong person.
What the hell? Isn't that rude?
You're totally hopeless at housework.
I'm trying my best.
What are you talking about? You know how often you're not at home when I come back from work?
I told you. I'll be working overtime for a while because the company is busy right now.
That doesn't mean I have to heat up the dinner by myself.
You know what? It's simple. Just put it in a microwave. You don't like canned food, so I make it in the morning and put it in a container and then go to work. You could have at least heat it up.
You're not a good housewife if you make your husband heat up his own dinner.
I work too. Of course I wanted to continue my job. And you also said I should continue it after our marriage too.
What's wrong with that?
We both work, so I think we should cooperate with each other to take care of the house.
Give me a break. Of course not. Housework is a woman's job. It's not a man's job.
What the? Ken, before we got married, you said you like women who has a job. I thought you'd be more understanding.
Of course I understand. I've never asked you to quit your job. In fact, I think women should work too. See, I understand everything.
If I work and do all the chores, it's better to be single. We're supposed to help each other, right? And you don't help me with anything. That's unfair.
What are you talking about? Mom also said you don't know what it's like to be a housewife.
Your mother didn't like me from the beginning. From the moment we went to her to tell her about our marriage, she always said things like, I want a younger wife or I want a prettier wife.
But I still married you. Considering that, you should be more grateful to me.
Be grateful.
Mom already knew you were a bitch. That's why she didn't agree.
How can I be a bitch?
You're against me every time.
It's not like I'm against you, I'm just expressing my opinion.
How can you be a wife and give opinion to your husband? That means you're against me.
So, a wife is not allowed to say anything to her husband?
Of course not. I thought you were the kind of woman who wouldn't say such things. Don't disappoint me anymore.
Excuse me?
I heard you work in silence. And don't complain. That's why I married you.
I thought you wanted to go out with me, so you asked someone in my company to introduce you to me. Was I wrong?
That's true. A woman who works without complaining is ideal, isn't it?
Didn't you say how nice it was to see me work diligently?
So?
I thought there was someone who was looking out for me. I felt so happy, but...
All you're good at is your job, plus Loki. If I hadn't asked you out, you'd be single forever. And you have no relatives, so no one bothers me. There's no one who's convenient as you.
Wow. I can't believe you thought like that.
You were able to marry a man like me, and yet you make your husband cook his own dinner.
You married me because you thought I was a quiet woman who couldn't say her opinion?
Of course, I don't like noisy women. But I don't want to do all the housework by myself.
You thought of me like that?
I mean, you didn't even notice? You thought I married you because I fell in love with you, didn't you?
I did think like that, but...
Of course not. I mean, you and Mom are too different. You should know your position.
Why does your mother matter? I don't think she has anything to do with this.
Mom is the ideal woman.
Huh?
She's beautiful, elegant, and perfect for a wife. I really wanted a woman like her, but there weren't any, so there was no choice but you.
Oh, you're a mommy's boy. I knew it. You always talk about your mother.
Mom is the perfect woman. I'm just telling you the truth. It's not like I'm a mommy's boy.
I'm sure even your mother can make mistakes.
That's absolutely no. No one can be perfect as her.
How can you call someone perfect who is sarcastic when you've never met before?
Mom is just being honest.
Even when I'm busy at work, she calls me and gives me boring, sarcastic things. I don't want her to call me when I'm at work.
Right, she's been complaining that you haven't been returning her calls lately. You're still a bitch who ignores Mom's calls.
I told her I was at work, but she wouldn't listen to me. She just kept talking on and on and on. I didn't have time for her. I'm not that bored.
Of course, Mom is more important than work. Listen, the next time you hear from her, make sure you answer the phone. And make sure my meals are ready to eat. This is a normal thing for a wife to do. Hey, what's going on?
What do you mean?
I got a message that you're in the hospital.
I just got hurt.
Huh? You got injured? Then who's going to cook my meals? You're not going to tell me to prepare it myself, are you?
Your wife got hurt and she's in the hospital. And you just worry about yourself?
Then what should I worry about?
Like about my injury or how I'm doing. You're not worried about me?
It's not a big deal, right? You overreact to everything.
But I'm in the hospital, remember?
I know what you're trying to do.
What do you mean?
You're going to skip chores like that, aren't you?
Don't say stupid things.
Then tell me, how did you get hurt? I know it's nothing.
It was a car accident.
Did you hit the car on purpose?
Oh, come on. There's no way I'd do such a stupid thing. It hurts, you know. Why would I do something like that to sacrifice my own body?
You're pretending to be overreacting to something that's really not that big deal. Don't act like you don't want to do the housework.
Excuse me?
How's that? Are you surprised?
I'm quite surprised that you would say such a thing.
I can see you're lying to me. Who would fall for that? Stop saying nonsense and get your ass home and do your chores.
Are you serious?
It's your day off. You can take your time to do the chores. You went out without telling me and now you're in the hospital? You've been trying to skip it from the beginning.
You know, I was run over by a car.
How dumb you are. Weren't you just walking without thinking? The one who was driving the car is the victim.
That's too harsh.
Oh, but wait a minute. You're telling the truth, right?
Why would I lie?
Then that's a different story. You can stay in the hospital. I mean, you can stay there forever.
What's with you all of a sudden?
Just act like you're in pain and overreact. You're good at those things, aren't you?
I don't understand what you're talking about. Why are you saying that all of a sudden?
Because you have insurance. If I'm correct, it had a special hospital benefit that doubles the payout in case of an accident.
That's true, but...
Then we can get more money than you going to the office and work. Stay in the hospital as long as you can.
Huh? What are you thinking? It sounds like you're asking me to stay in the hospital for the money.
So?
That's not the right thing to do.
It means you can finally be useful to me. Your salary is lower than I expected. I was worried if you would use my salary.
What? What do you mean?
I don't want to spend money on my wife. So a wife who doesn't work is out of the question, but a woman who skips housework is even more unbelievable.
Then when you said I should continue working after we got married is...
Of course, to make sure you earn for your own living. You also said it's okay to spare the living expenses if we both work.
I did say that, but I never thought you would think it that way. Who can imagine that?
It's normal.
You said that if we ever got divorced, you wouldn't share the property. You didn't mean to save each other's property, but you wanted to prevent me from taking yours?
Of course, I don't want you to take my money. Your salary is nothing. If we get married and have savings, it would be my money. I don't want to give it to you.
You've thought this through very well. So you mean you were planning to divorce eventually?
I'm saying that I might meet a woman who makes more money than you. Or I might get tired of your face and want to marry a more beautiful woman. I can't say there's no chance of that.
I can't believe you even thought about that before you got married.
I'm a man who thinks ahead. I mean, even you agreed to it.
That's because we both work. I thought it'd be nice to take care of each other's money. I was imagining like if one of us were in trouble or if something happened, we could help each other out. We are married, you know.
You're a happy girl, did you know? I'm your husband.
I know that.
Mine is mine and yours are also mine. That's how it works.
That I don't understand at all. You make me have a headache. Maybe I hit my head badly. I still have some more tests to do, so see you later.
Hey, pick up the phone. I'm in trouble. Pick up the phone now.
What is it? I'm in the hospital. Can you leave me alone for a minute? Luckily everything's fine, but it still hurts where I hit.
I don't give a shit about you. Just listen to me.
Huh? How can you say like that?
Shut up. It's more important than that.
What the hell is going on?
Mom got arrested. I just got a call from the police.
Oh, okay.
It's not okay. Go to the police right now and ask them what's going on.
You didn't ask why they arrested her?
They said something about an accident or something. I was kind of panicked when they told me about it.
Why don't you go to the police now? They'll give you more details.
I'm too scared to go. So please go instead of me.
Why are you talking like a child? It's your important mother. You should go for her.
You go first, find out what's going on, and report it to me.
Of course I can't. I told you I'm in the hospital.
Saving Mom's life is more important than your injury.
But you know, I got injured because of your mother. I can't help you.
Huh? What do you mean?
Because I'm the victim and she's the criminal.
What?
Your mother ran over me.
Huh? I don't understand.
I was hit by a car driven by your mother. Do you understand now?
No. Why would Mom run over you? How is that possible? Are you making this up?
There's no benefit for me by making up a story.
But why would she do that? She would never do something so insane.
You and your mother have no common sense. And this is beyond insane. It's a crime, you understand that?
A crime? You're overreacting again.
Hitting people by a car is a crime. What's wrong with you?
But there's no evidence that she did it. It might be a mistake.
Your mother chased after me with her car. I remember it well.
No way.
I know you don't want to believe it, but it's true.
Did you tell this to the police?
Of course I did. How could I keep it secret?
You exposed about my mother to the police? You're such a terrible wife.
I didn't expose it, I just told them what I saw. I hid behind a pole so I didn't get serious injury, but I hit my head, fell down, and skinned all over the place.
Still, if you knew they were your relatives, you wouldn't normally tell to them.
But a crime is a crime. Even if it's a relative, I still have to tell them. Besides, she hit me on purpose.
That's unbelievable. Even if Mom ran over you, it must have been an accident.
It was 100% intentional. I was really scared. There's no way I could keep quiet about it.
Then why did Mom do it?
I went to your mother's place to tell her I was divorcing you.
What?
After hearing what you said the other day, I thought we can't stay together anymore.
Huh?
You said the reason you married me was because I was quiet and would follow what you said. Who would want to stay married to a man who says that his wife is a housekeeper.
Are you kidding me? There's no way I'm the one being asked to divorce you.
That's exactly what your mother said. She said there's no way a wife can be the one asking for a divorce. It seems like it's only fair when you divorce me if you're going to be apart anyway.
She's right. She didn't say anything wrong. That's why I said you're a bitch.
I don't care if I'm a bitch or not. I don't care what you guys say.
I know this marriage was a mistake. I shouldn't have chosen a woman like you. That's why I'm in this mess.
That's my words. But your mother was so angry with me, and she said I have no respect to her if I abandon her son.
She's right.
After all, she started acting up, so I got scared and ran outside, and then she was chasing after me by her car. She's so crazy.
Don't blame her. You're such a terrible person. How could you tell the police? What have you done?
I could have died. How could I not tell the police? I mean, of course I'd tell them.
What do you think will happen to me if people find out about this?
You're worried about yourself?
It's the most important thing. My family is under arrest.
Now I wonder why I married you. I'm regretting, but I guess what's done is done.
A woman like you were able to marry me. Don't make this a bigger issue.
You know, intentional accident isn't about reporting or whatever.
Think more about your husband.
You won't be my husband anymore.
If you divorce me, you'll never get married. You have no money, no parents, no place to go. You're gonna be homeless.
I'm not like you. I don't waste money. I've been saving money every month.
Saving since you got married?
Before we got married.
I didn't hear about that.
Why would I tell you? You're the one who asked for separate living expenses.
If we're getting divorced, you have to divide the property.
Are you stupid? You're the one who said there would be no division of property if we get divorced.
That's only if I had savings. Your savings are included in the property.
Of course it's not. I asked my lawyer. If we agreed to it before we got married, we don't have to share.
Oh God.
That's another reason why your mother got mad.
Why's that?
It seems like she had some kind of debt, and she wanted me to pay it. She was demanding with a serious look.
What? No way.
You didn't even notice when you went to her house?
What are you talking about?
After your father passed away, your mother became obsessed with Korean stars.
Korean stars?
When I went to her house, she had posters and merchandise.
I saw them, but I thought someone had left them there.
It's your mother. She went over to Korea several times a year. She invested a lot, so that's why there's no money left in your father's retirement money.
That can't be true.
And she's been asking me to put money into her account for a while now. I went over there because I had to say no as well, but I should have just called them. Then I wouldn't have gotten hurt like this. I had no idea she was messed up like this.
What's going to happen now?
What your mother did is more serious crime than just running over.
Why?
It's obvious she hit me on purpose. This is a vicious crime.
But if you settle out of court or something, it won't become a big crime, right?
This isn't about settling or anything. Even if I could, I would never do it. I'm going to charge you guys compensation and damages.
No. Maybe we should talk about that.
Enough talking. I'm not going back there even if I get out of the hospital. Well, goodbye.
Hey, wait a minute. Let's talk again and reconsider about the divorce. Without Mom, you're the only person I can rely on. Please, don't abandon me.
My mother-in-law was sentenced to prison. My husband quit his job because there was a rumor about his mother running over his wife by a car. I had my lawyer make us divorced and my ex-husband paid the compensation and damages that I charged his mother, as well as her debts. He has sold his house and now living in a dark apartment with no sunlight and working part-time. It seems that he is living a very poor life. He called me several times for help, but I was advised by my lawyer that if he contacted me ever again, I would sue him for a nuisance. Luckily, my injuries were not that serious. I got out of the hospital in about 2 weeks, and I'm back at work now. I will continue to look forward and do my best.
Naomi, you know there's family gathering next month. I'm wondering if you'll be there too. Hello, Karen. Yes, I would like to. All the relatives are coming this time, right? Let me know if there's anything I can help you with. Something you can help with. Well, I'm sorry, but I don't think there is. You can just sit down and stay. It must be hard for you to move with that leg. It's okay. I know it looks like a lot of work, but I can do most things except running. Oh, I'm sorry. You don't understand what I'm trying to say. I don't want my relatives to think I have a disabled person helping me. If you're coming, will you sit quietly and stay out of the way? Oh, okay. Understood. It's embarrassing enough that my only son's wife is disabled. I don't want to make it a show. I haven't accepted you as my son's wife yet. Tony insisted that he wouldn't marry anyone but you, so I had no choice but to agree to the marriage. Right. I was hoping to have a lovely wife so I could enjoy shopping or going to cafes and enjoying all those things. But I didn't think my son would choose a defective woman. He must have done something pretty bad in his previous life. I don't think you should speak like that. Tony is a very kind person, and we were both attracted to each other more on the inside than on the outside. Tony doesn't mind that I have one leg disabled. Being his mother, I know more than anyone that Tony's kind. Otherwise, he would never have chosen a woman like you. I'll do my best to try to be accepted by you, so that you can feel it's safe to leave Tony to me. What can a disabled person like you do? Don't joke around. I don't know how you walk inside the house, but you need a cane when you walk outside, right? That's true. You think someone who only moves like an elderly person can support Tony? What are you going to do if he becomes unable to work? Of course, I will support the family finances then. I'm still working from home, and I don't have any trouble with my daily life. I can't think like that, so that's why I'm worried. Well, it's too late to say anything about that now. It's not like your leg's gonna get better. I'm sorry. I don't want you to apologize. Oh, right. There's something I want to ask you. Yes, ma'am. What is it? I need you to weed the garden before they come. Okay, sure. You have a lawnmower, don't you? Should I use that to weed the garden? No, don't use it. The roots will still be in the ground, right? This time, I want you to take it up by the roots. So please, pull them out properly by hand. Oh, is it too difficult for you who has a damaged leg? No, I'm fine. I'll finish it before the day. I'm counting on you. Please, show me how useful you can be. Naomi, what have you done? Karen, hello. Is something wrong? It's about today's family gathering. You spoke about the weeds in the garden in front of the relatives, didn't you? Yes, but not about the weeding. I just mentioned it a little when they were talking about gardening. When I was weeding, you asked me to plant flowers, right? So I was explaining how to plant and grow those flowers. Where would I find someone who would say that you actually done it? What? What if they think I made a wife who has a bad leg do the weeding on purpose? You're so dumb. Why don't you try to make me look good a little? I'm sorry, I wasn't that concerned, but it seems like they were just interested in the flowers. So I think they're not concerned about it. Who knows? Use your brain. Okay, I'm sorry. If you want my approval, it's your job to make me feel good. But all you do is make me feel worse. I think you're just trying to make me suffer. No, I didn't mean to. Then next time, tell them something I'll be praised about. The flowers in the garden were my idea, and you helped me because you wanted to. Is it clear? That's the way it should be. Understood. It seems like it wasn't just your leg that was bad. I have to explain from the beginning like this. Your brain is just as bad as your leg. Is this what it's like to be disabled? I wish you wouldn't discriminate like that. My leg is just disabled, but other than that, I'm no different than others like you. Even though you're treated differently from others? I think it's a bit harsh to say that. We don't like to be disabled either. Honestly, I have a problem with the fact that you are defective and living comfortably. You keep insisting that you're normal and that you're like everyone else. But in reality, you can't live without a help, can you? I think you should be more modest. Some may be arrogant, but most of us live our lives with gratitude. I don't know about that. Even a defective woman like you married a man like Tony. You're as happy as anyone else. From my point of view, you are an arrogant person. I believe that people with disabilities have the right to be happy too. Get rid of those kinds of shallow thoughts. A year has passed since you got married. But I have not had one good thing to say about my son being married to you. It's about time for you to realize how unhappy you make everyone around you. Is that... You mean you want me to leave Tony? I wish that all the time. Because you're a useless, disabled, defective person. There's no advantage for you to stay. Naomi, my back hurts. Go get the pills now. Karen, I can't visit you today. I have some things to do. There's nothing more important than me. Just come back ASAP. I just saw you recently. I can't go back. I'm sorry, I have an appointment. Don't you feel sorry for me? I can't walk. Now I have a disability like you. Why don't you understand how I feel? Of course I understand the pain of not being able to walk. But that doesn't mean people will do whatever you say. Right, since you have a congenital bag leg, you have no idea what it's like for me, a normal, healthy person who suddenly lost the ability to walk. What's more, I'm in a wheelchair and in the hospital. Even a lawyer came to see me. He wants me to pay for the repairs to the house I destroyed. Oh, well, you crashed your car into a house and caused the accident. Anyway, please talk to the insurance company about the money. I'm not in the mood for paperwork. I just misjudged the gas and the brakes. I didn't expect this to happen. But you're lucky you didn't get anyone involved. There's still a chance that your leg will be rehabilitated and you'll be able to walk again. You don't know when that will be. I had a trip with my friends next month. I can't even go on that trip. Poor me. If that's the case, then you just have to do your best in rehabilitation and get back on your feet as soon as possible. I don't mean to be harsh, but you caused this accident. I think you should be sorry for that. I told you, I just made a mistake on driving. You have no right to scold me. If you had gotten someone involved, it would have been much worse. Shut up. I can't live like this anymore. I just want to go home. The food at the hospital tastes terrible, and they set bedtime. It's really uncomfortable. You're supposed to leave the hospital in 2 months, right? Yeah, that's right. I can't stay here that long. It's not like if I stay in the hospital, I'll be able to walk again. You know there are checkups and rehabilitation. Those are necessary for you to be discharged. Please hang in there. Oh, right. After I get out of the hospital, I've decided to move in with you and Tony to your house. Huh? Why are you surprised? I'm in a wheelchair. How can I live without someone to take care of me? It's possible to live alone in a wheelchair. Of course, I was gonna help you at first, but... Are you saying you don't want to live with me? Yes. I'm sorry, but I can't live with you. Why not? I'm Tony's only family. I'm his mother. I understand that. But he doesn't want to live with you, either. You're lying. Tony would never refuse to live with me. I'm sorry to tell you this at a time like this, but I've been treated badly by you. Treated badly? I have no clue. You made fun of me because I'm disabled. and you kept abusing me. I was just telling the truth. Even so, there were a lot of problematic remarks. I was trying to have a good relationship with you as much as possible, and I wanted to be accepted, so I put up with it. But Tony told me that I didn't have to put up with it anymore. So what? That has nothing to do with me. I'm moving in. Otherwise, I can't live by myself. Please consider living in a residence with various kinds of support and assistance. We are not going to live together. Tony will reach out later, so please understand. Tony is a boy who will definitely help me if I'm in trouble. I'm not going to let a person like you, who popped into my son's life, beat me. No, it's not about winning or losing. It's already decided that he's going to live with me. Your opinion doesn't matter to me. And you're not nice to me, even though you're disabled? Who do you think you are? Oh, are you jealous that you're no longer the only one who Tony will care about? I don't think that way. Not even a little. Then don't do anything and just follow him. Don't do anything unnecessary. Hey, Naomi. You haven't come visit me for a week. As I told you the other day, I can't take care of you anymore. Is that how you're trying to avoid me moving in? Oh, you were still going to move in with us? My husband has explained to you many times that we can't, right? It doesn't matter. I'm his mother, and my opinion comes first. I see. But I really can't live with you. Even if you guys say you can't, I'm definitely moving in with you. I've already called the movers to move out. I'm planning to move sometime around the beginning of next month. Finally, it's time for you to be useful to me. You defective piece of shit. Aren't you glad to have a chance to be accepted by me? You've already called the movers? Oh, so you're coming overseas? Huh? Overseas? Yes. You've been living abroad for a week now. That's why I can't visit you. What? I didn't hear about that. Of course you didn't. We didn't tell you. Why overseas? Is it because of my son's work? Yes, so we can't go back to the States for a while. So it's physically impossible for us to live together. Why didn't you tell me something so important? Come back now. Because I didn't want you to interrupt our preparations for moving overseas. Besides, I wouldn't want you to come with us. What about me? How can I live when I get to the hospital? I don't know. You'll have to figure it out yourself. Oh, but in case you're wondering, I've put some vouchers of various facilities in the mailbox. It also includes information on places to find caregivers. Please take a look at them and decide for yourself. You're abandoning me? I'm going to live in a wheelchair. I know it was an unfortunate accident, but neither my husband nor I want to take care of a selfish person like you. Even though the accident was your fault. You still haven't apologized to the people whose house you crashed into, right? I'm paying for the repairs to the house. The house can be fixed, but I don't know if I'll ever get my leg back. I can't even think about other people. I can understand you. But please remember what you have said to me. We should be more modest, right? People with disabilities. I was a normal person that day. Plus, I don't have a disability. My leg might come back after rehabilitation. Then don't be so naive and live on your own. A normal person could do that, right? Things are different now. Don't you understand? I'm old, plus I'm in a wheelchair. You have no idea how heartbreaking it is to live alone. If you have the energy to talk like that, you'll be fine. And you really think I'm going to take care of you when I've been abused so much over my legs? Because you wanted to be accepted by me, didn't you? As I told you before, I don't have that feeling anymore. As long as I have my husband who understands me, I don't need anything else. Naomi, if you move in with me, I'll accept you as my son's wife. Now that I'm crippled, I understand how you feel. I won't act that way like I did before. Will you please think about it for a minute? No, I won't. I can live in a wheelchair overseas, can't I? I haven't heard from my son in days. So maybe you can tell him that I'd like him to let me come over there. No, I won't. I'm asking you this much. Can't you at least listen to me a little? You're the one who never listened to us before. Don't speak like that. Naomi, I'm sorry. I'll really change my attitude. Please. Please don't abandon me. You know, my husband has also said, you should live with a little more consideration for others. Don't expect everything to go the way you want. Nothing is going how I have expected. This is why I'm in this situation. What do I do? As long as you can think like that, we have nothing to discuss. Take care. Bye. Naomi, wait. Please tell my son how I feel. I'm really sorry. I'm also sorry I didn't listen to you guys. There's nothing I can do. There is. Tony cares about you. So if you forgive me, I'm sure Tony will too. Defective, disabled people shouldn't do anything. This is what you've told me, isn't it? I only follow my husband's opinion. So there's nothing I can do for you from now on. Karen called me many times after that, but I blocked her. And now I have no more stress. I was able to say everything I wanted to say in the end, so I no longer have any regrets. However, if she's going to be in a facility, she needs my husband's signature as a guarantor. We have asked our relatives to intervene and discussed about it. I feel sorry that I made them involved in the mess, but they seem to think that Karen had been very harsh on me for a long time, so they were willing to help me out. She ended up moving to a facility with caregivers and started living on her own. People around her seem to think that she deserves it, because she had been so cold to me. I've heard that almost no one comes to see her. She used to be very active, but has become a homebody due to her inability to move around. It seems like she has lost her energy, as if she were a different person. What will happen to her is up to her. And it's none of my business to worry about anymore. I'm going to put her aside in my mind and enjoy my new life with my husband. And I will never forget to thank my husband and the people around me who have supported me throughout the years. I will continue to do what I can to make this happy life last as long as possible.